Welcome back to SnowRunner, y'all, and we are, let's just say, moderately above the ground right now, because we are going to be doing a challenge today out here on ROCKRUNNE'S Mud Park, where we are in this Cateye Chevy mud truck, and we're going to see how many obstacles we can go through in the shortest amount of time. So basically, this is a challenge of momentum. This is a challenge to see how far we can go on essentially the same level of momentum without slowing down to find out what out here will actually stop this truck. And just so y'all know, this is a PC truck, and you can find more information on it via the link in the description box down below. And you can also use another link in the description to join my Discord, which I highly recommend you check out if you want to stay up to date on SnowRunner mods. But without any further ado, let's start this thing up and head on out. It always roars to life. It really does. Now, this thing is about as built as you can possibly get it. It's on the high performance tune. It's got the highest suspension lift I could put on it. And I believe these tires are over 60 inches tall. I mean, we're talking about absolutely just massive tires. Now, in the interest of keeping our momentum going, what we are going to do is we're going to start with a little bit of a warm-up. We're going to start with this racetrack that, well, I say racetrack. It's sort of a racetrack, but it's essentially a little banked trail that jumps over the main entry road, and I think it'll be a great way to kick off our momentum today. So let's see what we can do, and oh my god, come on. Full send. Oh! Hey, I mean, tumbling momentum is still momentum, right? Alright, note to self, trucks like this don't like racetracks. That is 100% a thing, and I will be avoiding them from now on in trucks like this. So, going back to the momentum we had before, which we didn't really have, but I think I've come up with a better way to actually kick off said momentum, and that's to take this banked corner right here, around the, oh boy, around this long sweeper and off the big ramp, right into the middle of the mud park. That's where this thing belongs, right? One would think! Oh, it works! Don't flip! I was able to catch it. I'm gonna give myself, like, at least one mulligan with this thing, because I don't know how many times I'm gonna about sink it. But, like, if another one of those happens, then I'll count it as this thing's momentum being lost. But so far, it hasn't actually technically, quote-unquote, lost its momentum. Now, what I mean by losing its momentum entirely is, like, an obstacle stops it completely and it cannot go any further. Like, it's incapable of going any further. So far, I haven't hit one of those, but, like, I'm trying to not hit one in this mud pit, but I think that now that we've about driven all the way across, we can say that this one's good. We can cross it off the list of obstacles on this map that this thing was able to do. Now, let's get up over this hill and just see. I know that it can do this track. We're going to have to be very careful with it because I know that it's going to try to flip over on me if I'm not careful, but I have no doubt that it'll make it around this track no problem at all. Alright, up onto the bank. Bring it around. It's got some body lean to it for sure. But here's the thing, like, it makes sense for a truck like this to have body lean. I mean, that's like, what, a 2, 3, 4, 5 foot lift? I mean, I don't even know. It's not even a lift at that point. It's an entirely custom chassis. Now, since this track is the same on both sides, we're not going to spend a bunch of time there either, because we've still got a lot of other obstacles to get to. Now, at this point, the difficulty level gets turned up quite a bit. And what I mean by the difficulty level getting turned up is, well, now we're into the obstacles that really swamp trucks out. And when I say they swamp trucks out, I mean they get stuff stuck in ways that you wouldn't believe. Like, for example, this one, which may or may not end our entire journey very quickly. We may have to lock it in low for this one, because anything more than low usually just makes you dig. It literally usually just gets out a shovel, starts digging up underneath the tire, and then your truck just sinks, and then the map laughs at you and says you were an absolute idiot and that you should go home and not come back, or bring a megabus next time. But, you know, I mean, you know, we don't always have a megabus on hand, so that's why we brought this. And although you know, the Megabus makes this look tiny. I mean, it's like an ant standing next to a bear, but still, I mean, in sheer size comparison, that's what it makes me think of. I don't know why it makes me think of that, but it does. What would you have used as a size comparison? Let me know in the comments down below, because that was the first one that came to mind for me. But I'm also odd, so usually whenever I'm thinking of comparisons for literally anything, it's usually some very odd combination of things that comes to my mind first. But anyway, now that I've rambled all the way through this mud pit, oh my god, I love how I tried to hit high gear the second I dove in, and all it did immediately was just start spinning the front tires and just not going anywhere. That's how thick this stuff is, and nobody really thinks about that, although we haven't stopped yet. That's the thing. It hasn't gotten into anything that has forced it to stop, apart from our wreck earlier, which I mean, well, don't worry about that. Next up on the list of obstacles, full send, and definitely not sending it in high anymore in here. Let's try low plus. Low plus or just low. Yeah, this map is like, yeah, I'm gonna force you to go on a chill cruise. And I'm like, really? And it's like, yes, really. No speeding for you. This map is worse than a, oh god. I was a little worried that the truck was tipping a bunch right there. But no, this map is literally worse than, you know, that one patrol officer that sits on the same street over and over and over again, because this map will slow you down even more than that will. Nearly there. I gotta give it credit where credit's due. It's not doing too bad. Although, I will say, I went with the, air quotes here, highway gearbox in this truck. And the thing is, you know, the highway gearboxes on these mud trucks are usually designed more to just be the fast one. They're not necessarily designed to go on a highway. They might as well just say, you know, the fast gearbox. And I figured that might help me out a little bit, you know, considering you can get more wheel speed out of it. But it's actually just made it worse. And, you know, I'm kind of trying to figure out a better way to handle that. Wait a minute. Did it just... Oh, my God. So, y'all want to know something hilarious? The left bumper on my controller just broke. And I'm not even kidding. Yep, the left bumper on my controller just died. Wow. Every time I go to shift, I'm pressing shift on my keyboard and continuing to drive with my controller. Okay, so we've done a good amount of the obstacles on this side of the bridge. Now we're going to go over to the other side of the bridge, and if we do all the obstacles over there, then we'll come back and we'll do the pond. Now, this is going to make shifting a little bit sketchy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in high, and I'm just going to, like, continue on as it is. And then when I get into an obstacle, I guess I'm just going to put it in low. I mean, I don't know what else I'm going to do now that my left bumper is literally fully kaput. Like, I'm not even making this up right now. It is fully 100% kaput. Now, these, I don't know even what you call them, these circular mud pits up here, they are insanely deep, especially out in the middle. Like, look, I was in high, and the second it got even remotely soft, the truck just started spinning. So, into low range it goes, and off you go on, like, you know, a cruising pace. Now, these are about the same as some of the mud pits across that little hill, like behind the power lines. So we're not going to do every single one of those, because they would be a similar outcome to this one. One that we will do, though, over here on this side of the bridge, is the power line mud pit. The power line mud pit is probably one of the craziest ones on this entire map. And the pond on the other side, like, it's deep, it's pretty gnarly, don't get me wrong, but if you can make it through those really long ones that we attempted earlier, you can make it through the pond. It's not really an issue. So the obstacles that I want to make sure that I try to hit I wanted to make sure I tried to hit these, because these are insane, and then I also want to make sure I try to hit the power lines, which the power lines, absolutely nuts. The power lines are crazy. And then after I hit the power lines, if I am successful on the power lines, our reward is going to be a jump off of one of the craziest jumps on this entire map. But before we do that, it's time to see how this thing fares in the power lines. And 3, 2, 1, go! Come on! We're gonna need low. Yep, it is already spinning and digging. Oh, this is a long way to go. This is a very, very, very long way to go. Like, an extremely long way to go. Thankfully, it's not all super slushy and soft, so you can maintain somewhat of a pace through some of it, but, like, not anything, you know, really fast or anything like... Anything even remotely close to fast is out of the question in a mud pit like this. It's absolutely entirely out of the question. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on! You're almost there. Oh my god. I'm trying to get it to go up in a second, but it won't do it. It probably knows that it's not even going to be worth anything if it does go up in a second. Because if it does go up in a second, it's probably just going to spin even worse. So I don't know why I'm trying to go in a second. Let me try low. Low plus? Nope, low is where it wants to be. I tried low plus, and it instantly was like, yeah, no, we're going to spin now, and we're going to spin as much as humanly possible. So, do I doubt that it'll make it all the way through? No, I don't doubt that it'll make it all the way through. It's just a long journey. Well, I'll tell you what, y'all. We'll be back when this thing is all the way through, because this last part is by far the worst. So, if it makes it through, I'll let y'all know. So, it did eventually make it through, but I gotta tell you, it was a long process, because especially that last part is just so incredibly, like, I don't know if they made the mud there deeper or stickier or whatever the case was. Like, they made it worse. ROCKRUNNER was like, oh, you want to get through the last part of this? Yeah, you're going to work for it. You and your truck are going to put in more work than you've ever put in for, like, anything else at any other mud park. But now, we're going to reward ourselves with a massive yeet, because we basically made it through just about, oh god, just about everything! Oh my god, I've never had a map deny me harder than that. Oh my god. The map just said, you're not gonna do that. The map said, you're gonna do what I tell you to do, and not what it is you want to do. The map was like, oh, you want to go off the jump? Oh, that's cute. How about I just completely not let you jump off of anything? And I'm like, anything? And it's like, yeah, anything. At all. Whatsoever. Can we start back up, please? Please? Thank you. All right. Back it up. No. No. Okay. We're doing this one last time. And if the map denies us again, I don't know what I'm going to do. I tell you what, we're just going to hit it from really, really close, because I don't trust the map to not, like, completely yeet me again. All right. Automatic mode. Fourth. High and hang on. Whoa! That was probably the craziest bounce back I've ever seen from any truck. But it basically made it through just about every obstacle out here. I mean, we put it up against the hardest stuff on this map, and even though it got slow sometimes, it was able to do it. But if y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I will see y'all next time.